These basalts tell an interesting story about how magmas and lavas poured into the Grand Canyon that already existed, ponded at its base, and dammed up the Colorado River. And then the river exerted its force of erosion to remove the dam. So it's a conflict between the magma and the water, who wins in the end. And we have here a very graphic example at Buried Canyon of the interaction of the river and the magmas. We look across and you can see a smile there, which represents the old channel of the Colorado River. And then a series of horizontal basalt flows. And we'll try and pick out some details in how the river battled with each successive lava flow. So the bottom flow, the black one there, is right above it. You'll see a very thin layer of gravel, kind of tannish gravel, and a little pothole of gravel. Those gravels, we've been up to there, are far-traveled gravels. In other words, they're the gravels that have come from the Rocky Mountains. And so that one basalt flow, although it sort of must have blocked the river a little bit, it didn't block the entire river. The gravels were still able to be transported across the first flow. And then right above that you see some vertical columnar joints, we call them. Those are cooling structures related to the solidification of the magma into rock, into basaltic rock. And they go up and they're vertical, and they represent the cooling of the magma from the bottom, which is cold at the surface, up into the magma. And then there's a kind of a irregular line into a very jumbly stuff, which we call the entablature. And those are joints and cracks that represent the cooling of the basalt from the top, when there's water moving down cracks and helping the thing to cool from the top. So the cooling front from the top, the entablature, meets the cooling front from the bottom, the colonnade, to make a one flow, to help us see one flow. So then you can go up the stack and count the colonnades, that is the vertical columnar joints. I see one, I see two, I see three, four, probably 5 or 6 flows. You have to zoom in probably to get the exact number. Those represent successive flows coming into and blocking the Colorado River.